Welcome to Wild Earth Creatures, where every creature has a story. Let the adventure begin. The wind screams across Antarctica like a force determined to erase every trace of life. Temperatures plunge far below freezing, blizzards sweep across endless sheets of ice, and survival seems almost impossible. Yet in this frozen wilderness, one extraordinary bird has mastered a challenge that few creatures on Earth could endure. Standing nearly 4 feet tall, the emperor penguin is the largest of all penguin species. Unlike its relatives, it doesn't escape the brutal Antarctic winter, it embraces it. While most animals seek warmth to raise their young, emperor penguins begin their breeding season during the coldest, darkest months of the year, when the continent is at its most unforgiving. For centuries, these remarkable birds remained hidden from the outside world. Early explorers sailed through Antarctic waters without realizing vast colonies existed beyond the icy horizon. Even after scientists first documented the species, new breeding colonies continued to be discovered in remote regions for decades, revealing just how isolated their world truly is. Every emperor penguin is built for this extreme environment. A streamlined body slices effortlessly through freezing seas, while layers of waterproof feathers and insulating fat shield it from temperatures that would be deadly to most animals. Their iconic black and white plumage isn't just beautiful, it's a clever disguise, helping them blend into the ocean as they search for food beneath the ice. But surviving Antarctica requires far more than physical adaptations. Soon, these birds will face a challenge unlike any other, a journey that will test their endurance, loyalty, and determination in one of the harshest places on Earth. Millions of years ago, the ancestors of modern penguins soared through the skies. But as Earth's climate changed and oceans became their new hunting grounds, they slowly traded flight for something even more remarkable: mastery beneath the waves. Over countless generations, the emperor penguin evolved into one of nature's most specialized survivors. Everything about its body is designed for life in Antarctica. Its wings transformed into powerful flippers that drive it through icy water with incredible precision. Instead of flying through the air, the emperor penguin flies underwater, chasing fish, squid, and krill with surprising speed and agility. Beneath its dense feathers lies a thick layer of insulating fat, while tightly packed waterproof plumage traps warm air close to the skin. Even its legs and blood vessels are specially adapted to reduce heat loss, allowing the bird to stand on frozen ice for hours without freezing. Unlike many seabirds that migrate to warmer regions, emperor penguins remain loyal to Antarctica all year long. Their colonies can be found on stable sea ice, sometimes miles from the open ocean. Living in enormous groups, they communicate through unique vocal calls, allowing lifelong partners and parents to recognize one another among thousands of nearly identical birds. When it's time to hunt, they become extraordinary divers. Emperor penguins plunge deep beneath the frozen surface, holding their breath for astonishing lengths of time while searching for food in the dark Antarctic waters. Every successful dive is a battle against freezing temperatures, crushing pressure, and lurking predators. But the greatest test of their lives isn't beneath the ocean, it's waiting on the ice, where the next generation depends on an act of extraordinary sacrifice. As the Antarctic winter tightens its grip, thousands of emperor penguins gather on the sea ice to begin one of nature's most extraordinary breeding rituals. There are no nests, no trees, and no shelter, only endless ice stretching to the horizon. After weeks of courtship, the female lays a single precious egg. But in this frozen world, even a moment's mistake can be fatal. If the egg touches the ice for more than a few seconds, the developing chick may not survive. With incredible precision, the female carefully transfers the egg onto the male's feet. He immediately covers it with a warm fold of skin called a brood pouch, protecting it from temperatures that can fall below -60 degrees Celsius -76 degrees Fahrenheit. The delicate exchange is a true test of teamwork, where timing means everything. Once the transfer is complete, the exhausted female begins a long journey back to the open ocean in search of food. She may travel for weeks through harsh conditions, leaving the male behind with a remarkable responsibility. For more than 2 months, the father remains on the ice without eating. Battling fierce winds and relentless blizzards, he survives entirely on the fat reserves stored in his body. Every ounce of energy is devoted to keeping the egg warm and alive. Around him, thousands of other fathers face the same challenge. Together, they endure the darkest days of the Antarctic winter, knowing that the future of the next generation depends on their unwavering patience and determination. But surviving alone is impossible. To outlast the brutal cold, these devoted fathers must rely on one of the most remarkable survival strategies ever seen in the animal kingdom. The Antarctic winter shows no mercy. Freezing winds roar across the ice at speeds powerful enough to knock a person off their feet, while temperatures plunge to levels that can freeze exposed skin within moments. Alone, a single emperor penguin would have little chance of surviving. So, the colony does something extraordinary. Thousands of males gather shoulder to shoulder, forming a tightly packed huddle that becomes a living shield against the cold. Every penguin presses close to its neighbors, sharing precious body heat. Deep within the center of the group, temperatures can rise dramatically, creating a pocket of warmth in an otherwise frozen world. But this isn't a chaotic crowd. The huddle is constantly moving. Every few seconds, tiny synchronized steps ripple through the colony like gentle waves. Penguins on the freezing outer edge slowly make their way toward the warmer center, while those in the middle gradually rotate outward. This silent cooperation gives every bird an equal chance to recover from the bitter cold. Scientists studying these remarkable movements discovered that the colony behaves almost like a flowing liquid, with heat spreading evenly through the group. Without leaders or commands, thousands of individuals work together in perfect harmony, proving that survival in Antarctica depends on teamwork rather than strength alone. Weeks later, a faint chirp breaks the silence. The long-awaited chicks begin to hatch, but their struggle is only just beginning. The fathers, now weakened after months without food, must continue protecting their fragile young until the mothers finally return from the sea. In Antarctica, every new life is earned through patience, sacrifice, and the unbreakable bond of the colony. With the chicks finally hatched, the balance between life and death shifts once again. The fathers have exhausted their energy reserves after fasting for more than 2 months. Just as they reach their limits, the mothers return from the ocean, carrying a life-saving meal for their hungry chicks. Now it's the fathers' turn to leave. They march across the frozen sea ice toward the open water, driven by instinct and an urgent need to feed. The moment they dive beneath the surface, they enter an entirely different world, a silent blue kingdom filled with both opportunity and danger. Emperor penguins are among the greatest divers in the bird kingdom. They can plunge to depths of over 500 meters, 1,640 feet, and remain underwater for up to 20 minutes, searching for fish, squid, and Antarctic krill. Their streamlined bodies and powerful flippers allow them to glide effortlessly through the icy water, while specialized adaptations help them conserve oxygen during these incredible dives. But every hunt comes with risks. Leopard seals patrol the edges of the ice, waiting to ambush unsuspecting penguins. Farther offshore, killer whales cruise beneath the surface, turning a routine feeding trip into a deadly game of survival. To escape danger, emperor penguins often burst from the water in graceful leaps, a behavior known as porpoising, allowing them to breathe while maintaining their speed. For weeks, both parents take turns making these exhausting journeys, each returning with food to nourish their rapidly growing chick. It is a relentless cycle of sacrifice, repeated year after year in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Yet even these incredible survival skills may not be enough to face the greatest threat of all, one that is changing Antarctica itself. For thousands of years, emperor penguins have conquered Antarctica's frozen wilderness. They have survived brutal winters, powerful storms, and relentless predators through teamwork, endurance, and remarkable adaptation. But today, they face a challenge unlike any in their long history. The ice beneath their feet is disappearing. Sea ice is more than just a place to stand, it's the foundation of an emperor penguin's entire life cycle. It provides a stable breeding ground, a resting place between hunting trips, and supports the rich marine ecosystem that supplies their food. As global temperatures rise, this frozen platform is becoming less reliable. When sea ice forms too late or breaks apart too early, breeding colonies can collapse before chicks are ready to survive on their own. Young penguins, still covered in soft down instead of waterproof feathers, can be swept into the freezing ocean long before they are prepared to swim. Scientists are increasingly concerned that if warming continues, many emperor penguin colonies could decline significantly over the coming decades. While some populations may move to more stable areas, others may struggle to adapt fast enough to the rapidly changing environment. Yet there is still hope. Around the world, researchers and conservationists are monitoring penguin colonies, studying their behavior, and working to better understand how these incredible birds can be protected for future generations. The story of the emperor penguin is more than a tale of survival, it's a reminder that even the toughest creatures on Earth depend on a fragile world. The choices humanity makes today may determine whether future generations witness these remarkable birds thriving on Antarctica's ice, or remember them only through history. As another Antarctic summer begins, the once fragile chicks have grown stronger. Their soft grey feathers gradually give way to the waterproof plumage they will need for life at sea. The time has come to leave the only home they have ever known. One by one, the young penguins step toward the edge of the ice. Ahead lies a vast and unpredictable ocean, an environment filled with opportunity, but also countless dangers. Without guidance from their parents, they must rely on instincts shaped by millions of years of evolution. Many will travel hundreds of miles across the Southern Ocean, learning to hunt, avoid predators, and survive on their own. Only a fraction will return several years later as mature adults, drawn back to the very colony where their lives began. There, the remarkable cycle of life will start all over again. The emperor penguin story is one of extraordinary resilience. It is a tale of unwavering devotion, where fathers endure months without food, mothers cross vast stretches of ocean to feed their young, and entire colonies work together to survive the harshest winters on Earth. These birds remind us that true strength isn't measured by size or speed, it is found in cooperation, endurance, and the determination to protect the next generation against impossible odds. As the icy winds continue to sweep across Antarctica, the distant calls of emperor penguins echo across the frozen landscape, carrying a timeless message of survival and hope. Their future now depends not only on their remarkable adaptations but also on the choices we make to preserve the fragile world they call home. Their journey has endured for millions of years. With care and conservation, it can continue for millions more. Enjoying the video? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss more videos. And share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.